You know what I think? I think some of you don't actually want things to get better globally, individually, whatever. Because the only thing interesting about you is that you're miserable. The only thing that you have to talk about is how miserable things are. Some of them have platforms, and that's all their entire platform is built on. I think some of them actually have a vested interest in making sure that things don't get better. As shitty as things are, there are actions that you could be taking to make your life better, but you don't. You're not doing the best that you can. Because if things got better globally, if things got better individually, what would you have to talk about? It's your entire personality. The whole genre of people that will never be happy because they're addicted to the attention they get and the adrenaline that they get when they're miserable. When they are demonstrably miserable and when things overall are miserable. I will maintain that some of them are part of the reason why we are stuck with this terrible tangerine for 4 years. Some of you wanted this. You wanted things to get worse and you said it. Some of you didn't say it, but your actions absolutely did. Are a subgenre of this genre of people that are addicted to misery. Right alongside the subgenre of MAGA. Fucking never Kamala leftists. The punish Kamala leftists. Protest non-voters. The third-party voters. I will include the lukewarm fucking people. Some of them black and POC people. Because no, it wasn't just palm-colored leftists. Like, oh, I mean, I have to vote for Kamala because she's the lesser of two evils, begrudgingly. And yeah, we have to criticize Kamala too. As if you're not 10 toes down for that option, the other option was always a Yahtzee. You're so trauma identified, and so the only thing that gives your life any meaning or purpose is how bad a time you're having. Whether you did it subconsciously or consciously, you contributed to everything getting worse for everybody. Right next to MAGA. At some level, I'm convinced you fucking love it. The only thing that gives your life any meaning is a daydream about being Katniss Everdeen. So you create a situation in which some people will have to be Katniss Everdeen. Probably won't be you because you won't even do anything for yourself. Fucking mass narcissism. I include bean soup people in there too. Because bean soup behavior is completely based off, look at me and my unique problems and how terrible I have it and how awful it is. I will derail any conversation to get attention for it. Little by little, you make every legitimate movement for justice, for social progress, look like a fucking joke. You're the loudest supposed representatives. I just blocked a guy that left an entire essay of a comment saying, I don't regret my choice not to vote for Kamala. Honestly, I think that the United States needs to be under a dictatorship. Honestly, given my marginalizations, I'm probably gonna die. Oh well. Are you kidding me? And now all those lukewarm and protest leftists are silent. Actually, that's not true. Some of them are now talking about how cooked we are as if they didn't contribute to the situation. Again, some of them having sizable followings, acting like those numbers aren't the numbers by which the margin is, by which a county can be won in an election. Oh, you can't blame it just on them. And another time, when it's convenient for you to say so, all of a sudden people with large platforms are completely capable of shifting the direction of a movement, of an election. So which the fuck is it? Which is it? Just whatever argument is convenient to you at the time? Oh, cool. I've had to deal with these kinds of people for the last few years, ever since I moved to New York. You say that you're for progress, and we're all aware of how shitty the system is, of how terrible healthcare is, how expensive it is to just breathe out here. Millennials, we can't afford to buy houses. Some people gotta work 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. Resources across the board are slim. They won't shut up about how some people don't have resources, but they have some of the resources. And they just don't use them. And side-eye anyone that is solution-oriented and being like, okay, in this situation, what is available to me? What can I do? And then once you know it, they actually better themselves. And those fucking people act like it just happened by accident. No, yeah, because you think that being miserable just automatically makes you a martyr, a saint, because your misery is the only thing interesting about you. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that it is cruel to tell a man with no boots to pull himself up by his bootstraps, and that will always be true. I have lived in motels. I have been in hopeless situations. I know that to be true so much. But some people have boots. They're shitty boots. They're poorly made boots. They're from the clearance section, but they are boots. And sometimes people will be like, hey, here's a pair of boots that you can afford. Or actually, here are some old boots that I have. And they'll be like, well, those aren't the best made brand name boots. So like, I can't. Because the only thing interesting about you is when you're constantly complaining about being barefoot. You have access to boots. You contribute to a situation in which you still have no boots, and now everybody's boots are being taken away. Now you can talk about the plight of others who have no boots because the boots were taken away. It'll make you sound interesting in conversation, and it will give you views. This whole situation could have been avoided and we could all still have at least some shitty boots. And you continue to talk about how cooked we are, and you continue to put out these vibes of hopelessness and helplessness out to your following so that everybody can join you in your misery. In our direst hour where people need to feel like there is something that they can do to control their lives, and there is always something, even a little bit of something that you can do. You just don't want to do it because a pity party will get you more attention, even at the expense of others. Sounds real narcissistic to me. Be so fucking for real. You did not stand 10 toes down for safety because chaos at some level, subconsciously or consciously, sounded a little more interesting because it would reinforce and validate your trauma identity. You accelerationalists are no different than MAGA. Just a different fucking flavor. They really get off on chaos. They're not afraid to say it. You get off on it too. Boy, howdy, have the chickens really come home to roost for your bullshit. Woe is me attitude has finally made a global impact. Congratulations. You just invented a new kind of stupid. Damage you can never undo kind of stupid. Open all the cages in the zoo kind of stupid. Truly you didn't think this through kind of stupid. You will never be happy because you are addicted to the attention and adrenaline you get when you are miserable, both globally and individually. You contributed to a status quo that ensures one thing that defines your entire personality: misery multiplies and continues to persist, even at the expense of everyone else, especially the most vulnerable, the most marginalized, even if you are among the most vulnerable and marginalized. I hope you get everything you voted for or allowed to happen. Good luck. Godspeed, Spider-Man.